What up? What up? What up? It is your boy, the one, the only, the biggest, the baddest, the bestest podcast coming out straight out of Wilmington, Delaware. It is the Crazy Talk podcast. Actually, I should have did it this way. The Crazy Talk podcast, and it is your boy. Call me crazy signing on. But tonight, it is not a regular live episode for the Crazy Talk podcast. Tonight is episode number 2 of my newest, hottest series, straight from the Crazy Talk podcast. You are tuning into All Grown Up. And of course, All Grown Up means that we are joined by the lovely and intriguing Michelle.
Hi.
Nikki, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm doing good. A little under the weather, as you can tell, and as some of the audience could tell from my last live that I did yesterday. I am a little bit under the weather, but of course, I'm here and I'm trucking because that's what I do. Okay, that's what I do. They said, "Uh-oh, we have a faithful viewer. Welcome back to All Grown Up." One of my favorite commenters, my bestie, hey Trent.
Hey,
They
girl.
said, hey Trent, tonight is going to be very spicy. So share the live and let them know that not only will tea be spilled, okay, but real conversations will be had, and we will be starting some real healthy conversations tonight. But before we do that, Mickey, you had a great idea in pre-production. You want to start each episode off by giving kind of a synopsis, if you will, of how our week has been going, of the many things, because I don't know if the audience knows, but I am a very busy man. But even as much busy as I am, Mickey, you are a busy woman. So not only is it mind blowing that we are able to get this done, scheduled and filmed, but that we're also able to have conversations as we do as friends, as much and as often as we do with our busy schedules. So let's kind of jump right into that, because I think that's a great idea. I'll let you take it away, ladies first. How was your week? While I puff on my hookah.
Oh, are you puff on your hookah? Overall, if I had to give it a word, I would say, I don't know what I would say. I have to circle back on that.
Mhm.
But it's been chill, honestly. I've
Okay.
had time, as they should know from the last episode. I'm a flight attendant and an entrepreneur, and I
Yep.
haven't been a flight attendant in the past 4 days. I haven't flown. So I've been taking a break from the sky.
I have a question. What does that
Yeah,
look like for you?
when I'm not
Days
flying.
on here, days off there. Yes. What does that look like for All Grown Up Michelle?
That's actually a really good question because I feel like a lot of people, including my family, they don't get it. So when I'm not flying, because I'm now an entrepreneur and I have a business and I take it seriously now, because there was a time where I didn't, but now I'm taking it very seriously. If
Yep.
I'm not flying, I am solely focused on pharmacy
Okay.
all day. I treat it like I'm at work, just working from home.
Right.
So I'm not off. I feel like my father, he likes to be like, when I'm not flying, he thinks that I'm just not doing anything, and that's not the case
Right.
at all.
Right.
He's like, "What are you doing? Working? Where are you going? Nowhere. I'm at home. I'm working my business today." And every day that I'm not flying. I love the days. I love my job. I love flying so much. I love my career, but I also love my business. And I
Right.
love when I can focus on that all day with no interruptions. So yeah.
Okay.
But I'm gonna be honest, the past week I've been chilling like really hard. A little
Mm.
too hard. Yeah. And
Does
I don't
that
know if
feel
that's
good?
good or bad.
No, no. Does that feel? That was my next question. Does that feel good to rest, to chill?
it
And
it
also, it
does
brings up another question for me that I think will be a great another episode. Why are you conflicted about whether it
because
feels good to
I,
chill or rest? As a 22-year-old woman, why do you feel that you're conflicted on whether you feel good or not about resting? That goes to show how dedicated you are to your crafts, first and foremost. But it also shows that we in this generation, we are some go-getters. Well, there are a few of us that aren't, but we have some go-getters within this generation who will do anything to be where they want to be in the time spans in which they have planned it out for their lives, right? Um, my week, as you know, is pretty much the same thing for me week by week. I'm not gonna lie. Like, for those of y'all who don't know, yeah, I work two fucking jobs, okay? Not one, I work two jobs. They said, apart from working two jobs, as you know, I am the creator and host of a podcast, which is, in my opinion, uber successful, growing day by day. And so, which is something that, I have to keep watering and nurturing, right? In order for it to grow. Like a business.
it
We
is
are
your
very
business.
similar. Yes, it is my business. We are very similar in the way where we are entrepreneurs. We have entrepreneurial assets to us. This isn't my first business. I started a business for the audience members who don't know. I started a business. I want to say, how long has it been? 3 years ago, a food service business called Shane Eats. If you missed the Shane Eats era, I feel so bad for you because it was an era. Okay, they said, but something you said, when you were talking about pharmacy, clicked in my brain, and you said for a while I was not taking my business seriously, right?
Mhm.
And I will say the difference between my first business endeavor with Shane Eats versus what I am trying to do now with the Crazy Talk podcast is I am taking it as serious. And this may sound, however, but I'm taking it as serious as I want, right? As serious as my heart and mind allows me to, right? Because you know the type of person I am, and I'm not someone who is going to get locked into what I feel other people should want from me, or what I should do that I've seen other people do. I've never been that type of person. I am going to, move at my pace and move at my pace with anything that I do in life, right? And so I think that this is another thing in where it's moving along in the way that I hoped, in the way that I expected, right? And so I'm kind of content. And I'm very okay with being content. When I
Yeah.
get to a place of content, that's where I'm most happy because I know that I have always thought and planned for the right shit, right? And so that kind of moves us into our topics for the night, right? We, as we just talked about our weeks, we realize we are very, very similar, which is why we have a real strong connection and friendship. But Mickey, it's time to take a little blast to the past, okay? They said tonight we are starting real conversations. Like I like to say, let's have a real conversation. In the words of the Carlos the King, okay, the king of reality television, one of my premier idols. One of the reasons that I started this podcast. Um, Go check out Reality with the King podcast if you ever have time. Um, let's have a real conversation, right?
Let's do it.
Friendships and friendships within our generation. In your opinion, what did that used to look like when we were teenagers, pre 20s, that 19, 20, that 18 through 20 era? What did friendships look like for you? What did it consist of for you?
Uh,
Join up, comment. Mickey is about to get into it. Let's go.
I'm gonna be honest and say, and no shade to anybody. I'm gonna be
All state.
no. No, this is just me being honest though, because I don't know no other way to be. But They weren't intentional.
Right.
They weren't intentional. Um,
And I have to say something else before you continue. As y'all can
good.
see, Mickey has always been this way to me, right? She's always been, well, no shade or no, and I've always been her shade, tea, all of that. So all of
Yes.
the mean girl, the
Right.
uppity print
Mm-hmm. No,
knows
that
that
don't be
she's
me.
had a fire up under her, okay? And it has always been me lighting that match because I love to see Mickey, okay? Continue.
Pop my,
Yeah.
pop my.
Pop pie shit. Pop
Yeah.
pop. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, they weren't intentional at all. And it's like now you can't even be around me without intent. And Kobe, you could explain how you feel about that because I know it's
Yeah.
differently than how I feel about it.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah,
That's what I was
somebody to
going to
be
ask.
around, huh?
What do you mean by that? Those friendships weren't intentional. Kind of expound on that. Yeah, because that's a great
Somebody
point.
to just somebody that was around just to be around. Not gonna say
Right.
that I didn't, mess with
Or
them
you
or
didn't
anything
have
like
great
that.
times with them, or
Right.
good
Definitely
memories.
loved, definitely, don't get me wrong when I say this. Definitely loved them down. Cause I'm loyal to the soil. I don't care who you are. That's just how I am. I'm loyal and I love very hard, including my friends that I have.
Right.
But even though I may have been loyal and we may have had some good times and there may have been a lot of love there, there probably wasn't intention there. And that's probably why they are no longer here.
That's a great point. That's a great point. In before I give my opinion on friendships, at least during that era, intentional. I'm glad you brought up that word, intentional. Having friendships that are intentional. At that time, did you know what that meant?
No, I don't think, probably. I mean, of course, I knew what the word intentional meant,
Right,
but
right. Having
I
friendships
wasn't,
that were intentional.
I was not even thinking about having a friendship that was intentional or any type of relationship in my life that
Right.
was intentional, if I'm being honest. Like that just wasn't a thought
I
then.
agree. I back then, right, I agree. And which is why I feel like for me, a lot of those relationships or friendships I had at that time, during that time, were very um mercurial. They said for those of y'all who don't know what mercurial means,
Me, because
they
what the
said
hell?
allow me to. They said, okay, this is going to be something I'm going to start doing on All Grown Up as well. They said
Kobe
because
has
you
a
guys will,
vast vocabulary, okay?
yeah.
Sometimes I'll be like, what does that mean? Like, stop
But see,
talking and tell me what that word just meant.
that's what I like when people ask me, well, what does that mean?
And I
What did you
love
just say?
that you have such a vast vocabulary. I love that for you. I love asking, what does that mean? So I can learn a
Yes.
new word.
Instead of motherfuckers who don't use big words with me. Well, you're showing your slip, okay? You're showing your
Yeah.
slip.
Yeah,
They
for
said,
real.
but
Yeah.
mercurial is it most sometimes means moody, um, moody or ever changing, very antagonistic, and to your point, very non-intentional. When I use that word mercurial, that's the way I am using it, right? Um, I think that for anyone to have intentional friendships, you have to first know what intentional friendships mean. And at that time, I had no clue. So, what I based my friendships on back then, yes, well, you already know. They said I was reading at a sixth grade level in the second grade. They said so. I've always had a very vast vocabulary, right? They said, but back then those friendships were, how do I say, by chance or by happenstance. Like those friendships, I base that on people who I genuinely liked being around, I guess you could say, right? The people who make you laugh the most, or the people who just kind of bring that spunk to your life. That was what I based my friendships off of back then, right? During that time. Mickey, I've always been a very in touch person, should I say. Will I say mature? No, because I've not always been mature in the way that, mature really means. But I've always been in touch, right? And so I did, vet my friends on whether can I talk to them about real shit. Are we able to go through real shit and make it out on the other side of that? So as I got older, I definitely started taking that more into account. I want to know, what do you think what impact do you think that those unintentional friendships had on you now?
That's a good question. I feel like this is a really deep question now.
Yeah, it is.
Um,
Looking back on those friendships and those friends, right? Who like you said, are no longer here, um, who no longer have the access, right? What did what did those unintentional friendships teach you?
I 100% know who can be my friend and who cannot, like in this season. Like I'm
Okay,
very clear on that now, and I'm pretty sure past friendships have a lot to do with that. I'm also clear on having friendships that have some type of intention. Like
right,
what are we doing here? Are we business partners? Are we friends? And what am I getting out of this? And what are you getting out of it? Am I helping you in this friendship? Are you helping me in this friendship? Or are we helping each other in this friendship?
right,
But so yeah, I'm sure that has a lot to do with my past friendships as well. Yeah, not everybody can be my friend in this season.
right.
That's another thing.
I will say for me, it is very different, right? As you know, I'm not. I'm still not the type of person who predicates my friendships on those particular bases, right? However, I do expect intentional friendships. Um, for me, like now, I would just say, like now, my friend circle, it really isn't a circle anymore. I would say growing up, I was always the type of person, I always had friends, right? I always had acquaintances. I always had people who um you could hang out with after school, people you could call up, have a good time with. I also had friends even in high school who you could call and have a real serious heart to heart, real ass conversation with, right? Even at our young age, we could talk about what was going on in our life and whether or not we could work through that wasn't what we were, but the fact that we were able to talk about it with each other showed kind of like authenticity within the friendships that I had, right? And so I would say for me, a lot of those friendships that I had at the time are, or the most important ones, the most intentional ones, right, are still here,
Mm,
right? there isn't
love that for you.
there isn't a friend of mine, a true friend of mine, that hasn't been my true friend or my friend for over 4 to 5 years. I don't have a friend under that time span. Like majority of my friends, like you, like Trent, Jacques, y'all are friends that I've known for 8 years plus at this point, who have watched me grow from someone into someone else, and vice
Mm.
versa. And so I feel like that's what I wanted to ask you. Do you feel that there is any way in the friendship path that, whether it started intentional or not, can it become at any point intentional? Can both parties within that friendship make a concerting effort to have a real authentic and intentional friendship? I know that you have been through a lot of friendship, what what are they called, disagreements, because people aren't able to understand exactly what it is you require in a friend, right?
Mhm.
So tell me a little bit, what does that look like? What does it look like to be able to course correct? Is there
Um,
a way that friends can course correct and become true intentional friends along the line?
I think it has to begin with intention. It has to start with
Okay.
intention, and also in the beginning, it has to, like, those, like, boundaries have to be set, and those, like, requirements that you just talked about, that has to be, like, mentioned in the beginning.
Right.
And then that way it's fair. One person can decide if they want to do this for real, and the other person can decide if they want to do this for real. And if it's a yes, then go, then it's a go. And if it's no, then it's no, type of thing. To where we're not in this relationship or friendship, I should say. I would
Right.
just use the word friendship. We're not in this friendship. Stuff is going left. And now I'm trying to find a way how to make it intentional, because I love you and I still want to be your friend. You're still trying to be my friend. That's too much for me. If that's what by all means, if that's what the next person wants to do, have at it, baby. But that is too much. And in this
Right.
season, I'm not doing all of that.
Right.
And I'm also very good at cutting people off and acting like I've never met them before, unfortunately. So,
I
yeah.
agree with part of your answer, which part I agree with is that last part. I am able to cut a motherfucker off like I never fucking knew
I'm
them.
also I'm also good at my act, because you just never know who's watching. Um, I'm also good at forgetting about people that think they're cutting me off. So,
Right.
yeah. I don't know what that is. I do know that it's a God-given talent and gift, though. And it's done me good. It's also um hurt people's feelings. And sometimes I feel bad that I have such a
Okay.
gift
That's what I was
of,
going to answer. Okay.
you know, sometimes I do. But I mean, it is what it is. I'm
Yeah.
grateful for it, though. I can say that. I
I
wouldn't want to go
think
either way.
um that's very important. I think that's very important. And I think that what you said also about um what did you just say about you being able to cut someone off? That's having that skill. I agree with that wholeheartedly. The one part I did disagree with that I do want to kind of debate on, which is what we do here at All Grown Up. You are
And in
tuning
real
into
life.
episode 2. They said Mickey is sipping her wine and we are smoking our hookahs. Join the conversation. It is about to get very spicy in a minute. Okay, so stay tuned and please like, comment, and subscribe. But yeah, the one part that I didn't agree with was your sentiment of not having the capacity to deal with people who want to course correct, right? If
Mhm.
your friendship wasn't intentional from the beginning, you don't have the desire that once it becomes unintentional to then to try and correct that. With me, I feel like I have been friends with the friends that I've had so long that I am only willing to do that with my friends. I'm not
Mhm.
willing to do that with someone I did not have a true intentional relationship with. So I agree with you on that point, right? But I am, if we did, or like you said, I love you so much as a friend that I'm willing to allow the course correction, right? I am that type of person. I'm willing to allow the course correction if there is course correction, right? Like if we are circling the drain and continuously going in a cycle of toxicity in a friendship, that's a no-go for me.
Mhm.
I don't have the capacity for that, right? Um,
Not at this age.
not at this age. And which kind of allows us to move into what does friendship look like for us at this age? Now that we are all grown up, we know what we expect from our friends. We know the boundaries that we have within our friendships. What are some of those boundaries that you have now? What are some things, like you already stated, some things you're not willing to deal with?
So, it's interesting that this is a topic that we're talking about because I feel like, and I keep using the word season because I really am in like this new season, and I'm like transitioning
Right.
into a new person. Um, but so like my boundaries and my requirements and the standards that I have for people in my life, they're changing currently as we speak. But I do know for sure there has to be some type of intention. That's like the word of the day, intention. There has to be some type of intention. I have to be getting something out of this friendship, or I have to be giving something out of this friendship, or we both could be giving and receiving
And
from this
getting right.
friendship. And I don't care if it's, advice because you're fucked up right now, or it could be any like little or big,
Yeah.
but there has to be something. Like, what are we doing here? Um, and then yeah, you have to know. You really do have to be in alignment with what I have going on in my life. I have no space, time, or energy for somebody that is not aligned with what I have going on. I just like Kobe and I. We both are very busy. We both are very busy in different ways, though. My career requires me to be in the air a lot, and it's a lot of up and down, and I'm also tired from that. So no, I'm not flying from 9 to 5. No, but I am up and down, and I do get tired, just like y'all get tired when you get on the plane and you go to Miami for
Mm-hmm.
2 hours and you're tired. You sleep the whole flight. You get off the plane and you're still tired. Yeah. So imagine getting on the plane working, not sleeping, just working up the whole flight, different hours of the day, getting off. I'm so tired, but I can't go to sleep because it's not nighttime yet. You know what I mean. Anywho.
Right.
So um yeah. So if there's no alignment there, if you don't have anything going on, like if you don't have anything going on, there's just no possible way that me and you could be friends. It's not going to make sense. I always have something going on, always.
Right.
Even when I don't have stuff going on, I have something going on. I have no time or energy to even give to you because I have stuff that's
So
going
much
on.
going on.
So,
Right.
you know,
Those are some of the boundaries that you've created, or that your life has naturally created for you. Right.
truly,
Um.
it has been what my life has created for me. I think I'm thankful for it. I thank God for it. I love it. I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is
Um.
just what's happened.
I will say for me, because like I've reiterated again and again, I don't have um new friends, right? So to speak. Um, so one of my biggest boundaries for me is when a friend mischaracterizes you, um or your way of what is it? Kind of just mischaracterizes your values, right? Um, I have a friend who I've been friends with for a very long time. And for me, it is hard to have a friendship with someone you can't be 100% and totally honest with, right? And not because I'm not the type of person who would ever feel within myself, oh, I can't tell this person this, or I can't say this to this person because of how they might feel. I don't have that filter, okay? So I'm more come from the side of, once I say this, I know how they're going to react. I know how they're going to take it, and I know how they're going to feel about it. However, I'm still going to say it because it needs to be said. What happens thereafter happens thereafter, right? Um, but I would say, like, for instance, the if I have an opinion about something in this friend's life, or in this friend's or situation that this friend has been in, right? It is uncomfortable for them, for me to one, know about those situations, speak on those situations, and then well, there's no thing to know about those situations and to speak about those situations. It seems like there is a hindrance or a problem there. Mickey, you're a great advice giver. What do you think I should do within this friendship if a friend
Um,
is not willing to hear the raw and honest truth?
well, first of all, I think you should, even though I know you're a truth teller, you always have to tell the truth. And I respect that 100%. But the opinions, I would keep to myself. I would keep the opinions to myself. And unless they're asked for,
Mm,
or yeah, that's it. Unless someone asks me a question, a friend asks me a question about something, I'm not just about to be saying my opinion. One, because I respect this friendship. I love them. I respect myself. I respect the friendship. I respect myself. I love the person. I love our friendship. And we're two totally different people at the end of the day. Like, we may be friends, we may align in some areas, we may even agree on most areas,
right,
but we're two totally different people with two totally different lives at the end of the day. And how you operate your life and how I operate mine, they're going to be different. They're going to be different. So I'm never giving out unsolicited opinions. I'm not doing that. And
right,
I don't know if that's like a girl's thing. I think smart women should start doing that more. If you are a woman and you do that with your friends, you just be giving out opinions and stuff to your friends. And maybe that works. I was gonna say something, but maybe that works for some people's friendships. But in my opinion, you shouldn't be giving out unsolicited opinions as a woman, especially when it comes to your friend's partner. And I
mm,
think that's where a lot of my opinion on that stems from. You should definitely be minding your business,
mhm.
unless they ask.
Well, we will definitely circle back to this, right? This conversation of friendships, because for one, it is ever changing and it is ever evolving. So, this conversation about friendships is not over. This was just a glimpse into how we feel about friendships, how, kind of our history of friendships have shaped us into why we think about that. I think Nikki just gave a very, very healthy point and very healthy advice, which I want everyone who's watching to keep in mind, because at the end of this episode, we will play a game of who had the most grown up and mature advice, takes, or opinions. So stick around and stay tuned for that. However, right now we are moving into the second segment of the night, which is coincidentally dating, right?
Mhm.
I think, Mickey, a lot of people would like to know. I don't know about you, but I think a lot of people would love to know if I date
I thought you were
or
gonna say me. I was gonna say you. Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
or who I'm dating or what I'm dating. You know,
Mhm.
I think, will you ever get that tea? Maybe not.
Maybe we will. Maybe we will.
maybe,
Just stay
maybe,
tuned. One
maybe
day
you
I'm.
will.
One day I'm gonna get it at you.
They said,
One day.
bringing back the vocab word of the night. I am very mercurial in that way. I am very unpredictable and moody when it comes to that. So we'll see. But dating, it's a very important structure. It seems to be a very important structure within our generation. It seems
I have
like
a
to me, no
question.
one. Go ahead.
I have a question. Sorry to cut you off. Are you
Go ahead.
dating
Am I dating?
right now, currently?
I am.
Are you dating
Yeah.
anyone? You're dating
Am I
right
dating
now.
anyone? No, I'm not dating anyone specifically. No.
What? does that mean? You're dating multiple people?
Yes.
Okay.
But
That's cute.
is it?
Okay. Why
Yes.
am I so cheesy? Why am I so cheesy about that?
Um, I think, you know, shit happens. Shit happens. I think Mickey asked me that. Okay, so to give everyone precursor or background knowledge, Mickey asked me that because I am very vocal about my um hesitance to date, or
With
my,
me.
yeah, that's what I'm saying with you. Well,
Private.
not just with you, with a lot of people.
Well,
I'm very
private.
open. Yeah, I'm very open
You're
about
not.
my
Okay.
my hesitance to date. Right. Um,
Mhm.
excuse me.
And I
Shit.
know, God bless you. And I know, God bless you again. I
Thank
know the
you.
people, I know the people want to know. That's why I asked too. Because they want to know. They want to know if you're dating. They're
So
nosy.
yes, yes, I am dating. I do date. All that, all the things. Are you dating?
Hmm?
Are you dating? Do you
What did you
date?
say?
Are you dating one person? Are you dating exclusively, or are you, are you open to dating? What does that look like for you?
I
Since
don't
we're asking new
understand.
questions,
I don't
you
understand.
don't understand. What part of it don't you understand? Are you dating? Do you date? Are you
um,
open to dating? What does that look like? What does that look like for Michelle?
I am not dating.
Okay.
I'm not dating.
Are you
No.
open to
No.
it? Why not?
I'm just very focused right now. I know
Okay.
that's such like a cliche answer, but it's the truth.
Um.
My head truly is down. I'm locked in. I'm focused. Um, I have really big. I tell Kobe this all the time, but I have really big goals and dreams. Like they're so big, and if I'm playing around now, I ain't never gonna get to where I want to get to. You know what I mean? By the age that I want to get to it at, because by all means, I could definitely play around right now, but I won't retire at the age that I want to retire, and I won't have all of the money that I want to have while I'm young. So my head is down currently, but that's currently. And this podcast is every Thursday at 7. So who knows where my mindset will be next week.
Listen, they said yes. Tune in every Thursday at 7 p.m. They said to all grown up. They said but absolutely, I think that they said not. I
Not
don't.
about to act like I don't have it.
Literally,
Not about to act like I have it all together, baby. I'm sorry. I can't play that role for too long.
they said I. I think that's a
No, I
great
don't.
conversation. I think we should just keep it there, right? I am open to dating. I am dating whoever
I
wants
have
to
more
hit me.
questions.
Go ahead.
um, so you are dating. You are dating. Um, multiple people. What does dating look like to you? Like is because people have a lot of
Right.
perceptions of what they think dating is. Dating to me is, going out on dates, being courted, or doing the courting, whichever you are in the, relationship that you're in. And having a time getting to know someone.
Right.
And depending on the type of relationship that y'all have, it could include relations with one another or not. That's what it means to me. So, what does it mean to you?
Well, I would say dating in this generation has completely changed me, right? So I would say I have a more historic view of dating. Meaning, yes, I am getting to know people, right? In my Courting? No. Are
Are
there
you being
relations?
courted?
No.
Okay.
Um, are there relations? Yes. Um, am I getting to know people? Yes. Am I willing to take those extra steps, like toward exclusivity and things like that? No. So it really is just casual dating, right? Casual getting to know people, finding people, you know? So, yeah, no, I would say it's really like that 2005 ish dating, right? Where you could go on a date on Monday, go on another one on Wednesday, go on another one on Saturday, and it'd all be different people.
Well, I was 2 in 2005, so I'm not quite sure. But I do have another question.
Mm-hmm.
Um, is there any intention, the word of the day, behind these people that you're dating?
No, some
There's
of them,
zero intention.
some of them, some of them.
Some
Mm.
do the
Like I said,
oh,
I don't think do I have those wants or intentions to move forward like toward exclusivity and things like that. No. So I would say right now,
no, no,
no one
that's
that I'm
not.
dating have I has it started intentionally with the intentions to do things or move forward with things. It's really just a happenstance kind of things. A lot of them are happenstance. I'm just doing them.
The
Right.
intention could be anything though. It doesn't have to be necessarily like
Oh, well, then
moving
yeah,
forward.
absolutely,
Like
absolutely. Well,
yeah,
then, yeah,
so
my
yeah, I
intentions,
just it
yeah,
could be
very
anything.
intentional,
It could
very
even
intentional.
just be to just talk to you when I'm bored. That
Yeah,
could be the intention. But as long as okay, so there is some intention. Great. I
right.
want to know, do they know that do they the ones that do have
Are they aware
intention?
of those intentions?
Yes, thank you. Are y'all both clear on what the intention is, or is it just in your head type of thing? Like I'm only talking to this person, blah blah blah.
Um, I'll start that off by saying I never know what's in anybody else's head, right? Whether they say it or I never truly really know what is in anyone else's head. But for me, I would say I think I make it very abundantly clear, right, what my intentions are when I start to date someone or think about dating someone, right? Um,
Mhm.
I think yeah, to answer your question, yes, I do. I think I make those intentions clear.
Okay, I think that's
Mm-hmm,
important.
mm-hmm,
That's why I
mm-hmm.
asked. Hmm. Those are all
Um,
my
any
questions.
more? I was going to say any more questions. What does dating, if you were to be dating at this juncture, what would dating look like for you? Would it look like my version of dating? Would it, or would it be a completely different version? What would that look like for you?
It would absolutely not look like your type of dating. No. Um, my type of dating. See, this is where we differ. We told y'all in the first episode, me and Kobe are not the type of friends that whatever you say, yup, no, sorry.
Nope.
Um, so if I were to be dating, I need to
Mm-hmm.
be, I would love to be, change the wording around. I would love to be courted.
Okay.
Dates for sure, getting to know you for sure. No relations because I think sometimes, at least for me, it can cloud things.
Mm-hmm.
But this is just me. Okay,
All right.
jump down my throat. Um, yeah, that can cloud things sometimes. So I just want to be clear on what it is. Like, what who are you? You know, and could I see myself being with you long term? Because I would be dating with the intention of being in a relationship, a exclusive relationship, and then after that, marriage. You know, we don't want to rush things too quickly, but I'm just saying.
Right.
So, yeah, if I was to be dating, that is what it would look like for me. 100%.
Um, I do want to touch on this just before we end this conversation about dating.
Let's touch on it.
And
Ask you
and,
some
and, and
questions.
and you tell me if you agree with this or not. I think that this generation in particular, well, not in particular, because I think a couple of generations, maybe back in the 1950s, were the same way. So dependent on a romantic connection, or so dependent on romantic connections. It seems like everyone's sole purpose right now is to find their person, or to find someone for them, or to find a love. Um, and I think it's cringy first and foremost. I think it shows yo,
We're filming a podcast.
like, you not hear me in here talking?
I never heard of it.
Why are you knocking on my door? Like, go ahead.
Technical difficulties, guys.
So there is a sorry about that, guys. Very, very sorry about that loud interruption in the background. And I'm sorry that y'all had to see me like get out of character for like 5 seconds. Well, not out of character, because that is very much in character for me. They said,
Very
but
much. I don't know what type of character you thought you was talking about. That's you.
but very much in character. That right there kind of encapsulates it all. It takes nothing but 4 seconds to piss me off. Okay.
And that's
But
why I don't
I'm back.
love the live, but it is what it is.
Oh no, that was great. That was great. That was great. That was great. But
Clip
yeah,
that, please.
they said yeah, clip that. But there is something so
I don't mind.
low self-esteem, right? And always having to be connected to someone romantically. For me,
He said it. I didn't say that, and I didn't tell him to say it either. He thought of that
that's
on
how
his
I feel.
own, and
That's
he
how I
said
feel.
it.
That's how I feel. I think
This
when
is
we
just
are
my
getting
friend.
on the Instagrams, when we are getting on the Facebooks, the Metas, the Twitters, the TikToks, we are seeing an overabundance of what does she bring to the table? What does he bring to the table? What can he do for? What does she do? How will we work
What do you do?
you
What do you do?
for yourself?
And they look at me like I'm crazy because I'm 22 and I'm focused and my head is down and I'm not worried about being with a man. The stuff that I want from a man, I aspire. First of all, the stuff that I want in the future, I'm gonna say that from a man, I aspire to have as well. But guess what? I gotta work for it.
Right.
How you think? How you think it's gonna come? It's not just gonna fall into my lap. And for a lot of people, a lot of y'all that don't know, all the stuff that y'all be wanting a man or a woman to do,
My
you
sister.
better have. You better have yourself. You want a man or a woman to do all of this stuff for you, and you couldn't even do for yourself.
Right.
But what you
I,
could go do,
I think
you
it's
could
fucking crazy.
you could keep your head down for a couple months, get active for a couple months, get grinded and stay focused for a couple months to achieve all of that. Then you can go get what you want out of a man or a woman. It's that simple. It really is
I
truly that
think
simple.
that
6 good months could change your life.
people
I
come.
promise.
I think that people come a dime a dozen. I think they come a million a fucking dozen. So finding someone is so subjective. It's so what is it? My comment showing. Yo, we can see them.
Yes,
Yep.
they are. Did she say
Um,
something that we skipped?
well, let me see. La, 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 la.
They come and they disappear.
Nope.
No, what was
Yeah,
that?
I can keep it on like this just so we can see, make sure we see everything.
I can't see that. That's too
Did
small.
you have something to say, Bestie? If not, recomment it because I'm seeing everything. I think. But yeah, so I think that people like we started the conversation off by saying people are too focused, at least in our generation. We are too young, in my opinion, to be worried about finding a forever because we don't even know what the fuck forever looks like. We don't even know what the fuck 5 years from now looks like. Bitch, you don't even know what 2 months from now look like. So to be so solely dependent on finding a relationship in this at this age for me, I have always cringed at it. I've always um winced at the thought of predicating my entire life at this time on dating or finding someone, which is why dating was put on the topic list for tonight because I thought it was very important to not only have that conversation about dating that we had, but to have this conversation. Y'all, and I'm speaking to the diaspora when I say y'all. I think we have to do a better job of loving ourselves, of finding ourselves, of building ourselves, knowing what ourselves bring to the table in our life, not in a fucking relationship. What do we bring to the table in our own lives?
Nothing. You bring nothing. That's why you're not attracting the type of man or woman that you want. That's why. You become the person that you want to attract.
Right.
Period. Friendships or relationships. You have nothing. That's why you keep bringing the men and the women that have nothing. Go get
And
something. Go get
and
something.
you are not willing at any juncture to lock in with yourself. This is what I want the audience, my audience, to take away from this. Lock in with yourself. Because once you do that, you will see shit in a completely different way. You will start like me. And this is not, I'm not saying that you should do this because I think it is right. I'm saying you should do this, or I think you should do this because it has worked for me, right? It's an opinion. I'm not saying go out and fucking do this. If you want to continue to worry about why Harry is not fucking with you, then continue. But listen to me carefully when I say this. They said, let me hold your hand when I say this, okay? When you lock in
No
with
shade to here.
yourself, you you start to date frivolously or intentionally, however it is you want to date, you will start to see shit in people before you get to the dating stages, before you get out of the fucking talking stages. You will see what some people like to call red flags, but I think calling them red flags allows you to miss them. So I like to call them slips, signs. These are not flags. These aren't red flags. They said because you can take a fucking flag down and throw it the fuck away. Or you can take that bitch and you can dye it green. And now it's a green flag a red flag being disguised as a green one. These signs and slips are shit within people that they fundamentally cannot change until they are willing to change them. So when you are finding out shit about people's fundamental personality, you start to see shit that does not align with you as a person. You start to see shit before it gets to your doorstep that doesn't align with you. Okay, let me go down this street because that street clearly has nothing on it that I need or want. When you lock in with yourself, I say all that to say, when you lock in with yourself, you become a version of yourself that maybe becomes so full of boundaries and so the word of the night, intentional, that it becomes almost boring when you are encountering other people in this world. It almost
It
becomes,
it does.
you're so aware, it becomes so like, is it me?
Yes. And that is exactly how I've been feeling for the past couple of weeks.
Okay.
Like seriously. It is so important to change your environment, change your surroundings. Like that is so important. You will really be out here thinking that this is the only way of life. These are the only type of people. These are the only type of jobs. This is the only type of men. These are the only type of women. Like, I really do hate that for a lot of our generation, especially where we're from. They don't get it. Like, a lot of people don't even like this topic, this conversation, and they hate it.
Hate it.
But that's why me and him are friends, and
They
not me and
said
you. I'm just kidding.
she's not.
Right.
They said
But no,
just
yeah.
like that conversation, a lot of, like you're right. A lot of people don't like to have that conversation. A lot of people don't have the capacity to have that conversation.
No, they don't.
And I think that this
Like, they're
next
not gonna like
conversation,
this.
I think that this next conversation is going to be, if not more uncomfortable, or one of those conversations that people, especially people like us, don't like to have, right? And
Get
so, and
into
I hope
it.
we all understood what I meant when I did this. Okay, they said sexuality. Okay, they said it is in the Black community. It seems to be a very taboo subject,
Controversial.
controversial, but it is also, at least nowadays, seem to be had so often that it kind of makes you wonder or think, where's the taboo in it anymore? Why is there any controversy in it anymore? If for years at length, we as a culture have made this a top priority to discuss. We have made it a top priority to dissect and have opinion on, right? The conversation about sexuality, it is broad. It is a spectrum, like autism. It's a spectrum, you know. Many things, and it is one of those conversations where many things can be true at the same time, right? I don't think when it comes to sexuality, I don't think many things are mutually exclusive, right? And so let's kind of dive into the topic here. Mickey, I know
I'm
you
scared.
had a lot of pre-production, pre-planning, and questions when it came to this topic. So I'm going to let you take it away.
Oh,
Go ahead.
as we know, there are a lot of um forgive me if I'm not using the proper terms. I really am innocent, okay? But as we know, there are a lot of labels. There are a lot of letters and labels and such. You know, in regards to sexuality.
Right.
And like so much, I don't even know them anymore. I used to, but I don't know them all anymore. And I'm not educated on them all anymore. So yeah, I know there's
Well, I wouldn't say that I am uh, educated. However,
mm,
I can help, right? If you don't know something, I can help, right?
okay. I do know it's I do know LGBTQIA. I
Okay,
stopped there.
so let
And I
me.
don't even know, I don't know.
I don't think
I
most
think
people can keep up with it, but I know the names, right? I agree. I agree.
okay, yeah. Because I
Because I
just
will
like
tell you,
something
Mickey,
new just came out
I don't
a
know
couple months
what
ago.
I don't know what the IA stands for.
I think I is
Oh,
intersex
allies. Yeah.
and oh A I thought it was A was asexual.
No, I think A is allies, I believe. If I'm
Okay.
not
Well,
mistaken, I don't know. I don't know. But I do know, with, like you were saying, the LGBT, lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender. A
Okay.
is asexual. Okay.
And Q is queer. And I don't know
Q
what
is queer.
I do know what queer means. Okay. Yeah, so I just want to know, like, in 2026, being as though, it keeps changing, like literally a couple months ago, there's something new that came out. That me, you, and I don't think Trinity knows either.
Q stands for
Who's
queer and questioning.
who's commenting right now? No, I know, but something new came out
Oh,
a
okay.
couple months ago that I don't know about. And
What was it called? Do you remember the name?
no, I don't.
Nope.
I literally don't. I gave up after a
Trying to
while.
figure it out. Okay.
I just want to know, with all of that, like, are the labels important? Like, our
Um,
label is very important, being as though there's so many,
different ones.
and they keep changing, and you know.
Are you asking me?
Do you think they're important? Do you
I
think
do.
they're important to
I do. And,
the people
and
that
here's why.
identify as them? Yeah,
Yes,
you do.
I do.
Okay.
Um,
Yes. Why? Please tell me why.
as a straight assuming woman, right? I assume you're straight, right?
Let's not use me or you in
No, no.
this.
This is easy interpretation. As a straight
Okay.
assuming woman, right?
Okay. Okay.
If you identify as straight,
Yes.
being called therefore anything else to you would be what? Disrespectful or um a mischaracterization, right? Of who you are and who you know yourself to be. So if someone is requesting they be addressed as a specific label or they be labeled something, and they know what that is for themselves and they have that and they are requesting it to be a specific thing, then I think that us as a whole, us as a demographic, a community, a culture, we owe them the respect of calling them that.
Okay. So that's different to me,
Okay.
because if someone is requesting to be called something, I'm going to respect them enough. I don't care who you are. So call you whatever you want to be called. But
Right.
if I don't know you from a can of paint, you haven't spoken to me, I haven't spoken to you, and I address you as something, or I say something because I'm just unaware, but I assumed, is that disrespectful?
I think
Being
it
as
all
though there are so many and
many
I
different
can't
things.
keep
Yeah.
up. Me
No,
personally, like, I just
it
can't keep
comes
up.
it comes from um our root word of the night, intention. If your intention is to not be disrespectful when when in the event that you do mislabel someone, then that can be articulated like, oh, I'm not abreast with all the different names or different things. What are you? What do you identify as? What do you like to identify as? I think it's human to assume. Like, that's why I said you're a straight assuming woman,
So
because
I think that's how you feel. I don't think that's how a lot of people
right,
in the in
absolutely,
society feel.
yeah, that's how I
I
feel
don't think
about it.
that.
That's how I feel
Yeah.
about it.
I didn't
Yeah,
ask you how you felt. I asked you how, like, do you think like,
it's you asking me if
do you
I
think
think
it's
it's
bad?
disrespectful. Yeah, and
Do you think that they think it's disrespectful? Do you
the
think that
people who are
society
being
feels that it's
mislabeled.
disrespectful?
Oh no, I don't think society feels. That's what I'm saying. This entire conversation is not one that society is willing to really. If someone is telling me that they are disrespected or feel disrespected by my mislabeling of them, then as a society, I feel like it is our duty to hear them and to correct it. Right.
Right, but I
So
think
no,
there are a lot of people that feel disrespected first. And I just know this from my career and some of the things that I see and have to deal with, working with people.
right.
And yeah, I'm just telling you what I've seen. Now, of course, those are just a few people out of, a million people, on that
So are you saying that? So are you saying like the people who are mislabeled are in society, do they feel disrespected when they are mislabeled?
Am I saying that I feel
Yeah.
that way?
No, I'm saying, is that what you're like asking? Is that what you're saying? Or
I'm asking you, do you feel, because I do feel that a lot of people are disrespected first. I'm asking, do you feel the same way? Like with
oh,
your experience, do you feel that way or
do
you
I
don't know?
feel? Yeah, no, I don't really know. I don't know. I don't think that I've been in a lot of situations where people have been mischaracterized or mislabeled. Um,
Okay.
I think
I can
that no, go ahead.
I can say, sorry to cut you off, but I can say with my career field, like it happens with not only customers but
Okay,
employees a lot.
right. Mm.
A lot. Like especially with my specific airline, which
Okay,
I'm not gonna say.
kind of tell me what that looks like. Tell us what that looks like.
Okay. Especially with my airline that I'm not gonna say, but my airline, I love my airline for this. They're very inclusive, like
Okay,
truly. Anybody can come over here. Doesn't matter what you like, what you don't like, what you look like, you know. They're very accepting, and I love that for us. But it happens all the time. I see it all the time, especially when I was based in New York City. In New York City, I found it um well, I saw it happen a lot with coworkers.
a very
We'd
diverse
come on
city.
the right. There's a lot of diversity in New York. Um, and excuse me, when we are in my career, like being a flight attendant, we don't know each other. You don't know the people that you're working with until you get on the plane and you introduce yourself and you say, "Hi, my name is."
Right.
Okay. So but that's every single trip. So
Okay.
you're meeting a lot of people is my point. And there would be interactions where we would come on a plane, people would say who they are, and maybe you forgot because you just met the person 2 seconds ago. Now you need them for something, and you're like, oh, what's the name? And you say whatever, and it's not the right thing, and now they're offended. You know what I mean? Um, there are a lot of trans women
So
and
my
men.
question for you is, what do you feel should be, the do you agree that people, well, you kind of already agreed that people should be characterized as what they identify as, right? Um, but
No,
how do you think that makes? How do you think you don't think that people should be labeled as how they identify?
wait, what do you mean by that?
Like, if someone identifies as transgender, you don't think they should be labeled that?
Like I should be calling them trans?
Yeah,
No, I think I
yeah.
should be calling them whatever it is that they want me to call them.
That's what I'm saying. Is what they identify as.
Not everybody wants to be called what they identify as, though.
I disagree with that. I think that
Some
is. I
people
think when it
identify
comes to
as
the
trans, but they don't want to be called trans. They just want to be called a he or a she or they.
That's true. That's true. I agree with that. But that's what I'm saying.
So,
Like that he or she, that is what they identify as. Like meaning that. Like not
okay,
saying
okay.
like trans as the umbrella, but like what they specifically identify as.
Okay,
Um
yes.
so but not more so do you think that, but how do you think society should from this point go about making that easier? Because like you said, you see it a lot. So what is something you think should happen or should be discussed that would make that easier
What I have been seeing
or
a
less
lot lately,
disrespectful?
what I have been seeing a lot lately is people are asking, what do you identify as? Just as simple as that. And then they'll say it. And I haven't, from what I've seen so far, I haven't seen any pushback from that or any negativity from that. It was
Right,
always just answered, oh, a girl or a he or she or a man or a woman, whatever they, you know.
right.
So
Well,
and me personally, what I do, I try not to do the he, she, they, them thing. Like I try to just call you by your name. If you tell me your
right,
name to avoid messing up, because I've done it before. I just try to use the name.
Right. I think that was healthy, right? I know you have more questions. I know you have more questions.
No, I didn't really have that many more questions.
However, I did want to just kind of throw out there, like, okay, there is certain
What are you about to
things
say?
that we are qualified to talk about, right? And people wonder, how are we qualified to talk about them? I'm just gonna say, and I don't know who's watching, I don't know who's not watching. Maybe some more people will come and watch. I'm very qualified. I'll just say that. Take that however you want it. They said, but I think that
Wait,
was
so
a very
I'm not?
no. I think you are as well. I think you are as well. I think we all.
How?
I think we all have a sexuality. You have a sexuality, and so do I. And so
Yeah, but
we
my
are therefore qualified to speak about sexuality, right?
yeah, but we were talking about the list.
The label. I'm saying the whole conversation because we were about to move away from kind of the lists and more into the deepness of sexuality. So yeah, I'm just saying like that is where, and I know I answered those questions as if like I knew what the fuck I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. Like people, it is not really knowing what the fuck you're talking. It's being a fucking good person. If people want to be identified as something, you address them as such. Because if your black ass was out there saying you were black and people were calling you brown or people were calling you Mexican or whatever, or you're a mixed person, because I see a lot of mixed people who deal with this. You're a mixed person and people like to decline your black side. You don't like that. So I feel like in any subgroup or sub community, people should be allowed to identify as they feel, and we as society should give them the respect of addressing them as such. Right? Boom. And moving on. They said you have more questions. Let's hear them. Let's keep the conversation going.
I was pretty much done with the main ones. I mean, I could think of some more if you'd like me to.
I'm sure you have some new ones.
So, as as a straight woman, I don't even like the labels.
You don't like the labels.
I hate them actually.
Okay.
I do. And I don't really know why.
Right.
I think it's just ridiculous. Okay, let me not say ridiculous because that might offend some people. I don't want to offend anyone. I just could care less. And I know this is just I know it's a personal thing, so I can't
Okay.
expect anybody to feel the way that I feel. But I genuinely could just care less about what any label anybody has to put on me. That's why when you said, and I meant to interrupt you and say it, but I didn't, when you were like, as a straight assuming woman, if someone were to call you something else, you would be offended. I don't think that I would.
Oh, okay.
Like, I know what I like. I know what I do. It's also nobody's business what I do.
That part.
And yeah, it's not really anybody's business what I like either. You
Right.
just have no choice but to know because, I'll be open with whatever it is that I like or whoever it is that I like.
And I agree with that sentiment. I will say as and what am I? They said, let me stop.
You don't
Okay.
have to.
As an unidentified male, I'll say that. They said,
What the hell does that mean, Kobe?
It means whatever I want it to mean. They said,
unidentified. Are you not in the system?
They said we're making up letters. They
Do
said,
you not have a SSI number?
No, they said 0.
Unidentified.
What
the hell?
I wouldn't find it disrespectful to be labeled whatever, I wouldn't find it disrespectful because, like you said, blah blah blah, right? Label me whatever, and I think it also comes from I know what I be doing, like I know what I do and what I don't do. I know what I like and what I don't like. So
And it's like, mind your business.
that's kind of a lot of where I feel like the sexuality conversation should lie, right?
Yes.
I feel like it should lie
Yes.
in the do you category,
For
right?
100%.
I think a more taboo subject around sexuality is intersexuality friendships, right? How do you think those kind of impact the community, or the optics of those intersexuality friendships impact the community? As, for example, two men, one straight, one gay. How do you think friendships like that impact our society? Do you think that moves us forward as a community and as a culture, or as some other people may feel, it is a setback? How do you feel about that?
I don't understand why people could possibly think that's a setback if you think that you're immature and you need to grow up. If anything, I definitely believe that that definitely pushes us forward because, well, first of all, I just love to see a man that is comfortable within a straight man that's comfortable in within his sexuality and comfortable within himself and confident within himself, that you could put anybody around him and he could still be cool, confident, and comfortable. So I love that. Um, it's not something you see often, I'm not gonna lie.
And
And
I will go on the
probably
extreme opposite and say, I hate, and I don't hate much. Well, that's not true, but I hate those of straight people, men and women, who cannot. I think it, like we talked about earlier, it's a slip, it's a sign, right?
I
But
don't
continue.
hate them, but I do look at them sideways because I don't like men that are not confident and comfortable within themselves, straight men specifically that aren't confident, comfortable within themselves to associate or be around somebody that doesn't like the same thing as them. Like, what is
Right.
wrong with you? What is wrong with you? This is how I look at it. What is wrong with you that you cannot stand next to or be cool with another man because they don't like what you like? I'm
And
looking at you as a woman. As a woman that likes men, I'm looking at you just a little differently. You know what I mean? Like, it just kind of raises an eyebrow. And then you ask them and they have absolutely no reason besides the
no
fact that
explanation for it.
they like something different.
And you just said, as a woman who likes men, that makes you look at, it could make you look at a man in a certain type of light. Niggas, you heard it here first. You heard it here first from a woman, out of a woman's mouth. It's not a good look.
It really isn't a good look. And if you do feel that way, as
You're
a
entitled.
straight man, if you are a straight man listening to this right now and you feel the way that I just explained about another man that likes men, you should hide that around women. You should.
I
You
think you
really
should hide that
should.
around everyone. I
You
think,
should hide. You should hide
especially
it for
in
sure.
this society, you should hide it
No,
because.
but specifically, you should be hiding it around women, especially women that you are trying to get with
But I think
or pursue.
everybody's coming around to the assumptions that you're kind of hinting at there. Don't do that around anybody because more people every day are picking up on that slip, right? More
That
people
is
every
true
day
too.
are realizing, well, what is it?
Yeah,
What is the disdain, or what does sizzle in your spirit?
that's
And it
true.
could be religious, it could be a multitude of things. But the like Mickey said, you should probably not hide. You should probably just be, I don't know. You know, like I think I look at it as the same way. Like you said, you don't hate them. I hate them because for me, I look at it as you have bigoted tendencies. If you that makes me think if you were white, you would be racist, or if you were rich, you'd be classist, or it makes me think if you have any type of bigoted spirit about you, I hate because I have very conservative views about a lot of things, a lot of shit. As one of my closest friends, Mickey, I have a lot of conservative views about a lot of things, but I would never take those conservative views and then force them on anyone else, or then not deal with someone because of their opposition to it. Right? I think that this is another conversation, just as friendships, just as dating, that is ever changing and ever evolving. And we will touch on as we go and as we build this brand all grown up, because these are real grown up conversations that real friends have. These are conversations that me and Nikki have off camera, off live. So we will continue to do that. Moving into kind of the last segment of this episode. It has been such a great episode thus far, Mickey, but you wanted to you wanted to touch on the situation with Glorilla versus her family. And I think it is important to touch on it because it will catapult us into episode 3, which is slated for next Thursday at 7 p.m. right here on the Crazy Talk Podcast channel. All Grown Up episode 3 will be about family. Everything family, family dynamics, family relationships, family, just everything family. But we are going to start the conversation here and now. Mickey, you are very abreast on the situation between Glorilla that has transpired and went viral over the last week and a half or so. It started between her and her sister, and now it's kind of like her versus a good amount of her family members. we had off camera conversations about it, and where do you want to start?
First of all, I just want to say my views on family morals and ethics are very strong. And I stand on them regardless of how my family is on my mom's and my dad's side, which is two totally different sides, are two totally different, which is why
Right.
I said both of those. Regardless of how I am with my family, regardless of how they are with me, my family morals and ethics are like I stand on them. So, with that being said, I hate that for them. I really do. I hate that. Oh, there's so much that I could touch on. I
Right.
hate that
And we
there it's
will
on
get
the
into it
internet.
in depth next episode. So
Okay.
guys, believe us, we will get more in depth on it. Right now we are just giving you guys an overview, but we will. But go
Okay.
ahead, Mickey.
I hate that it's on the internet. That doesn't align with my family morals and ethics.
Right.
I hate that there's one sibling that's rich and there's 9
9 others.
others that are poor, like piss poor,
Yeah.
piss poor,
I actually, Mickey, I seen something on
not
TikTok
broke,
earlier,
but a poor.
and it
That's even
actually
worse.
ignited me. It actually made me more steadfast on the side that I was when we talked about it on the phone. I seen a TikTok video where Glorilla's sister was kind of poking fun, making fun of at herself. And she did a TikTok where it was a voiceover of one of her first lives, where she talked about, I'm at the club and they see, oh, that's Glow Sister, that's Glow Sister. And I walk outside to a motherfucking Malibu bitch. And she got in a Malibu. Well, actually, it was an Impala, but teach their own.
Yeah.
And I actually thought, wow, Mickey had a great point with what she was saying. If I'm driving Mercedes Benz, fuck a Mercedes, if I'm driving Corvettes
Hey,
and in Ferraris,
yeah, get it
my
right,
sibling,
baby.
would not be in an '04 Chevy Impala.
Not when my friends is in Lambos.
Goes in Merc. Yeah, exactly.
What are we talking about? No,
So I
absolutely
think
not.
it is an important conversation to have. Do you what family dynamics lead to situations like this? Because this is not something that we are just now seeing. This is something we have seen from a lot of celebrities, especially in the age of social media. We've seen a lot of celebrities get called out by their family members, or vice versa, for lack of help or whatever. But I think it is important that we discuss the family dynamics that lead to that, or the possible fight, because we don't know their fucking family, but the possible family dynamics that could lead to situations like this. And in episode 3 of All Grown Up with Kobe and Michelle, you will get the spill on all of it. I truly, truly hope everyone that joined, commented, liked, and subscribed, I hope you had a good time tonight. Some tea was spilled. You might want to do a couple of rewind. If you're just now joining, you might want to rewind a little bit, because
Yeah.
you might see something you
Wait,
really want to see.
we need to vote who had the most grown up
Oh,
answers.
yeah. Okay, so I'll go first. I think tonight, you showed a lot of maturity. You showed a lot of healthy thinking, and you gave a lot of healthy advice. However, I think that I had the most all grown up takes of the night. That's just my opinion. Just my opinion.
That is not where I thought that was going at all. Absolutely
They
not.
said, see, I'm very
No,
mercurial, very unpredictable.
no, no,
But
and
yeah,
no.
no. What's your vote?
Obviously, it's me.
Right?
Um, I think everyone that watched and is gonna watch later
Maybe so.
will know that. Um, yeah, and moral of the story before we end the podcast is
Mhm.
go be the type of person that you want to attract, whether it be friendship or relationship wise. If you
And
want a
that,
friend that
no, what?
is if you want a friend that is intentional and loyal and trustworthy, you make sure you go be loyal, trustworthy. And if you ain't that already, work on it. If you want a man that's gonna court you and do all this stuff and give you all this money and da 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 da, you make sure you can do all of that for yourself first. And if you can't, put your head down for 6 months and go do it. And watch what could happen for you.
And
That's
folks,
it.
ladies and gentlemen, he, they, she, and everything in between. That is what I like to call a Mickey message. They said it has been a great episode of All Grown Up right here on the Crazy Talk podcast. It is your boy, Kobe Nasir Wallace, aka Call Me Crazy, and my lovely co-host, Mickey, aka Michelle, aka at M. Lynn. And we are your favorite mature advice, life, inspirational. All we are all of that for you over here at All Grown Up. So please continue to like, comment, subscribe, and tune in every Thursday at 7 p.m. right here on the Crazy Talk Podcast YouTube channel. It has been good, and we are signing out.